What's going on, my people? Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA, and this is another Chelsea transfer news daily video for you guys, where I keep you guys up to date with all the latest Chelsea transfer news. And of course, we'll be speaking about Hakim Ziyech for Richard Romano, another podcast, another live stream on Twitch, where he spoke about the futures of Hakim Ziyech. Callum Hudson-Odoi will be speaking about the future of Emerson as well, with Roma potentially interested in securing his signature. And we will also be speaking about the potential interest for Eduardo Camavinga. We'll be speaking about all the latest Chelsea news and rumours. But before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on each story that I do speak about. And of course, one last disclaimer, apologies for no video yesterday. I know it's inconvenient, but you guys could probably still hear my voice. I was quite ill yesterday. My voice was gone last night, so yeah, there was no video. There was no way I could publish a video last night, so apologies for that. But I'm back with the good news, and starting off with the futures of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano and English news reporter Adam Newson, Callum Hudson-Odoi remains determined to prove himself at Chelsea and isn't, as things stand, interested in a move away from the club. Now, I spoke to you guys a few weeks ago, to essentially explain the situation of Callum. And if you guys cast your minds back to a few months ago, where Callum wasn't getting the game time, Tuchel walked in on the 25th of January through Cobham, and immediately he started the first game against Wolves. Right wing back, and he was there consistently. He was playing games. He got the sufficient game time. He was playing really well in terms of passing, dribbling, taking on players. He did exactly what Thomas Tuchel wanted. Thomas Tuchel believed in him a lot, and we thought, right, this is the Callum that we know. This is where Callum is going to thrive and prosper. He's Tuchel's guy. And then we had that situation at Southampton where he got brought on and he got taken off, and we thought, is there a bit of friction going on? And then he played a bit more, and then he was frozen out towards the end of the season. He didn't get game time. He wasn't starting games, and he certainly wasn't even coming on as well. So we all assumed that maybe there was some friction behind the scenes, in the training grounds. We didn't know what was going on. Maybe we thought that Callum is going to be leaving this summer. Now, that isn't the case. From what I've heard and what I've been reading as well, is that Tuchel rates Callum really highly. He thinks that he's got a fantastic potential. He thinks he's got world-class potential, which I do as well. His potential and ceiling is crazy high. The only issue was, the reason why he wasn't putting Callum in a team was because he believed Callum's best position was left wing, not right wing back. And I completely agree with Thomas Tuchel here, because in terms of his best position, it is left wing. Able to cut inside on a stronger, more predominant right foot, able to dribble, take players on, shoot from distance. He's got a fantastic pass range as well in terms of making those diagonal switches. He's fast, he's press resistant, he's able to win the ball back with ease as well. And there's a lot of qualities and attributes in Callum's game where he's wasted at right wing back because he's there defensively working. And I think that, being a right wing back, you have a lot more defensive responsibilities and defensive duties, and his defensive side of the game isn't the strongest because he's not naturally a defender, he's an attacker. So again, for me, you either play him in the front three, right wing or left wing, predominantly left wing, where he's able to cut in on his stronger right hand side. And that's what Tuchel agreed on. Now, secondly as well, was we were on such good form. We were charging for the late top four finish. We were cruising to the FA Cup final, and we won the Champions League. So his formula was working perfectly. We were winning games left, right and centre. We were keeping clean sheets. It made no sense to bring Callum in and disrupt that harmony, disrupt that dynamic. So, that saying that always goes along, don't fix what's not broken. It wasn't broken, so why would you try and change things? So you can completely understand it from Thomas Tuchel's perspective, and that's why this pre-season is so crucial, because now Callum is going to get the perfect opportunity under Thomas Tuchel, where all the players are away now. Thomas Tuchel was time, training sessions, coaching sessions, where he can implement his philosophy, implement his style of play for next season, because he wants to switch to a 4-2-4, where Callum is going to thrive now. He can work one-on-one with Callum. The coaches can work one-on-one with Callum, make sure that he's geared up, charged, reared up for the start of the season. We need Callum firing for the start of the season, and I'm really looking forward and excited to see what Callum can do for us next season. So as I said, Thomas Tuchel is going to have a massive pre-season with Callum, and patience is required. And the best news to hear is that Callum is going to be staying next season, because Thomas Tuchel trusts and believes in Callum, because Thomas believes he can be a world-class player in his prime, and I completely agree with him. I think he will be one of our best players in the near future, and I think patience is required with Callum. This is going to be his breakout year. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But moving on to another player whose future was uncertain after this season was, of course, Hakim Ziyech. Now, again, according to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea do not intend to let Hakim Ziyech leave this summer, but towards the end of the window, the scenario could change and he could be loaned. AC Milan remain interested. Now, we know that AC Milan have been interested, and I made this video a few days ago. I said that AC are taking a piss now. They're haggling over the fee. when it comes to Italian clubs and Serie A clubs in general, when other elite clubs like your Paris Saint-Germain's, your Chelsea's, your Manchester United's come in for one of their star players, their star boys, they always command top three. Astronomical wages, astronomical fees. But then when it's their turn to pay up, put the cash on the table to sign one of our players, they're always trying to get him on a cheap bargain price. Well, hang on a minute. You're charging big fee for your players. Why is it that you're always consistently trying to get a bargain price for our players? It makes no sense. You're taking the piss. So for me, the fact that they're trying to loan Hakim Ziyech, for me, is a waste of time. You either sell Ziyech or you keep Ziyech. It's as simple as that. And I think that, yes, he had a very uncertain season. It's pretty much an understatement to say he had a very poor season. Yes, he scored some goals, he assisted. Yes, he had some spark creative moments, but in general, he had a very, very poor season. Now, again, the main question is, do we sell him this summer? Now, of course, there were scenarios and circumstances that didn't help Hakim Ziyech's situation. Of course, the Eredivisie season was cut short early back in March in 2020 when the pandemic began, so his fitness was in the gutter immediately for the first few months. He had to adjust and acclimatise to the Premier League, acclimatise to his fitness. Secondly, he got injured in pre-season last year, so of course that disrupted the whole of the start of the season. Then he got injured again in the Leeds game, which is again really, really unfortunate for him, where he cruised. He was really settling and finding some form. And of course, he's been played out of position. The three-back doesn't suit his needs and requirements. He's a player that likes to play in the inside forwards. He's not out on that winger. He likes to operate in a right half space where he's able to cut in on the stronger left foot, whip those balls and shoot from distance, link up the play with the midfielders and the creative attackers. And he wasn't able to do so in the three-back system, of course, while also still adjusting to the team and the Premier League. So I think that it is fair to say that it is fair to give him another season for him to show what he's about in terms of his creativity, what he can provide and offer. And he really can't get worse than last season, even if we keep him. Yeah, and he doesn't have a fantastic season. He literally can't be worse than last season. So I think the only way he's up from here, the same can be said with Timo Werner as well. Time and patience is needed. I think that now, second season, he's acclimatised to the Premier League now. He's injury-free. And if we switch to a four-back system, that is going to, of course, suit around his needs and requirements. So I think patience is needed. I'm 50-50. If we keep him, I think that we can get a very good season out of him. Of course, he's still in his prime. If we sell him, yes, it didn't work out. It's unfortunate. So I'm with the club on this. If we get a good offer for him, sell him. If we don't keep him, we can use him as an impact player or start him if, of course, his performances meet the requirement. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But moving on to some other news, it is in regards to the Rennes teenager Eduardo Camavinga, the superstar boy. Now, Jonathan Barnett, who is, of course, his agent, Chelsea have been in talks with his agent, Jonathan Barnett, over a possible transfer. Of course, the same agent as Gareth Bale as well. Now, Eduardo Camavinga is available for a cut price, and the main reason for this is he only has 1 year left on his current contract. There has been reports and rumours that he could be available to sign for 30 to 35 million euros. Now, of course, superstar, world-class midfielder, world-class potential midfielder, if I may repeat myself. 18 years of age, again, very, very high potential. He had Real Madrid courting him, Barcelona, Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, all seriously interested in Camavinga's services. Now, Chelsea, we haven't heard Chelsea's name being heavily interested in Camavinga. I don't see this materialising, but our name has been thrown in the hat. This is according to Get French Football News and Le Parisien. Of course, all these French publications linking Chelsea's name. Now, do I see this happening? I personally don't see this happening. Yes, he's a top quality player in terms of what he can bring to Chelsea and provide. His attributes, his qualities, he's amazing on the ball. He's really good in tight spaces. He's press resistant. He's got an eye for a goal. He's a really good passer of the ball. Yes, he's still raw talent and there's a lot of his game that he needs to develop. But in terms of potential and what type of player you could have in the next few years, you would simply have one of the best midfielders on this planet. And I think if Chelsea signed him, that would be a massive coup. However, I just don't see this happening with Real Madrid, Barcelona interested. And of course, he may even decide to stay at Rennes for another season. He's still 18. He still has a lot of room to grow. I think that it's best for his development if he stays at Rennes for another year. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions. Chelsea are interested in Camavinga, and of course, we've been in talks with his agent, Jonathan Barnett. Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But finally, let's speak about Emerson. Now, Roma have been seriously interested in Emerson. Chelsea have put a 25 million euros asking price on his signature. Now, of course, that is a lot of money compared to what we signed him for back in January 2018. We signed him for about 80 million euros. So, of course, it would mean Chelsea make a profit. Roma don't want to pay anywhere near that. Of course, he's been surplus to requirements. He hasn't had the sufficient game time at Chelsea. And of course, Spinazzola has been ahead of him in the pecking order for Italy so far this Euro campaign. But with the unfortunate injury of Spinazzola, with his Achilles tendon being out for 5-6 months, Emerson will be playing and starting for Italy's semi-final against Spain tomorrow evening. And if they do progress, he will be playing in the final of the Euro. So again, if he has a fantastic semi-final and final, that could boost his valuation. Of course, that means that Roma, of course, would be willing to pay that 25 million euros. That's where we signed him from. We signed him from Roma back when he was for about 80 million euros. And if we do sell him for 25, that means we would have made a profit, of course, subject to inflation. But I don't seriously think we can get 25 million. Maybe we'll be lucky to get what we paid for him. Of course, he hasn't had a sufficient game time. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.